What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and welcome to my Empire episode 15 recap. First off, I want to give a special thanks to my Patreon.com supporters: Joyce M, Mr. Thorne, Jeff W, Anthony C. Shabazz. Thank you for all your support. And remember to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click that like button. Everybody else, join the Patreon family. And also, don't forget you can also support me on PayPal.com. Now, when we check in, the first thing we see is Cookie got her eyes closed and she's being escorted with Lucius to some surprise. And sure enough, what he sees is he's the Black Green Lantern. He's showing her and she's looking like, what is this? And now he's showing he got the, blue lantern going. And so Cookie's sitting here wondering, what is this? What is going on? You trying to make it into the Blue Oyster Bar? And he like, no, this is the benefit from synesthesia. This is what I see when I hear music. I want everyone to experience this. And Cookie like, oh my goodness, what is this? Lucius the only. And so she like, well look, all this is gonna cost money. We'd have to rearrange, do all of this. He like, well look, you stood up for me in my time. I want to do this. And then he tried to get a kiss and she backed off and put a little purse in front. She like, nah, you been eating Chinese food. Smell like fried cattail, fried dogtail. And so he back up and she said, you ain't getting none of these draws. He said, yeah, not yet. So then later on they cut and show her coming to the office and everybody say, surprise, welcome back. But they whisper it and they like, why you do that? They ain't want her to have a heart attack. So she hugging everybody, her family and stuff. And then we see Cosby come and he tell Lucius something. And so then we see Roseanne and Mr. Drummond, and they tell her, it's curious that you back after Eddie done resigned. And she like, oh, is that so? Well, I'm back. And she like, oh, well, that's good. And he like, well, Eddie brought some type of stability. And they like, don't worry, we'll be all right. Plus he got his new album dropping. Meanwhile, later at the offices, we see Cookie and everybody, and they trying to tell him about the new thing that's going to be called the House of Empire. And then Jamal, they like, you ready? He like, you like my new music? And then they like, nah. And then he like, well, look, I wish y'all support me. I'm glad you back. And then he bounced after he gave her a hug. Meanwhile, later on at the offices, we see Hakeem and White Chocolate, and they rapping. And just for a little FYI, the white rapper is actually Tom Hanks' son. Shout out to Charles Howard for bringing that to my attention. And then so we see Shine, and he's behind there recording. And then in walks Lucius, and he's listening to them on the mic. And they kind of going back and forth. Hakeem's starting to catch feelings. He's starting to feel away. And then next thing you know, they starting to beef. And then Shine like, look, Chloe, Kim, you're both pretty. Get it together. And so then Lucius laughing or whatever, and he like, man, they kind of remind me of us when we was going back and forth in the mic. And so then they come on in, and then White Chocolate, he all is like, oh my God, it's Lucius lying in the flesh. I can't believe it. And so then he like, this is just like a dream come true. And so then Lucius, he's got his hand, oh really? And start laughing. He like, hey, I like this song right here. Why don't we have old boy on it? I'm going to take this song myself. Meanwhile, in another studio, we see Tiana, and she's doing promos for the radio stations across the U.S. and looking sexy as hell. And then in walks Cookie, looking sexy as hell. And she come to talk to Tiana, and she like, can we talk? And then Tiana asks her girls to leave, give them a second. And so her cute girlfriends leave out of there, whatever, give them some space. And Tiana like, yeah, I was wondering when it would be time for you to come down to see me. And she kind of stuck up now and then. She like, Cookie like, yeah, how you doing? We came to talk to you. Eddie gone. And she like, Eddie's gone? She like, well, Eddie was bad for business. We was wrong about him. She like, wrong? Eddie got results. I need Eddie. And so she like, well, look, cream rise to the top. You would always been good. And she like, well, I gotta finish this work. Meanwhile, we see Baby Cakes, and she coming to see Cookie, and Cookie just so happened to be leaving the studio. And she like, what is this? And so she tripping and Cookie about the envelope. And Cookie like, just read it. It's from your mom. She like, I know who my mom is, and I don't want to hear about no pound cake. And she like, well, she really love you, this and that. And she like, here, take the letter. And Cookie like, why don't you just read it? And she like, look, I don't want to do anything. I don't want nothing to do with that. And she try to make herself clear. And so she walk off, and Cookie starting to have a flashback about pound cake when she was in the pen and everybody was celebrating because Cookie about to leave. And then China like, what you looking over here for? You ain't gonna never see your baby. Cookie about to see hers. Cookie like, it ain't that to go that deep. And she like, you about to leave, Cookie? I hope you see your babies. And she like, thanks. They ain't babies no more though. They men. And then here come Sergeant Slaughter. Man, he come in and hating on him or whatever. Like, I didn't know you was a snitch, Holloway. And she like, yeah, whatever. And they like, Cookie, don't worry about it. You had to do what you had to do to see your babies. Flash back to the city, and we see Jamal with his Rainbow Coalition, and he's trying to get it together with his little music group, talking about it's all about the music. It's a collective. Everybody's got a lot of baggage. And then old boy like, hey man, what you trying to break us down? He like, zip it. I have baggage too, okay? And she like, yeah, so do I. That's Bruce Willis' daughter. Bruce Willis and Demi Moore's daughter. That's like the childhood celebrity show. And so then she like, you down? And then we got Blondie Dress. She like, let's do this. Meanwhile, back at the offices, we see White Chocolate and Hakeem, and they flowing in there. And then next thing you know, Cookie and Cosby Jr. walk in. So Lulu like, hey, let me get a second. I need to talk. And so then everybody come out. But then when they in the booth, Shine pushed the talk back so he could hear what they saying. And so they in there talking about Eddie, and they like, man, he wants the money. So he like, I guess we gonna have to pay him. And so Shine was listening the whole time when they was talking, sneak dissing. And so he like, is everything all right? Lucius like, yeah, man, I can't believe I'm gonna have to pay him. And he was like, I thought you had got rid of him, kicked him to the curb. He like, man, I did too. Well, I guess I gotta get rid of him a different way. Meanwhile, we see Portia, and she telling Cookie about all these designers want to make clothes for her outfit for the House of, Empire. And so she had a flashback talking about, when I get out, I can't wait to get my fur on. And she like, girl, can you fit it? Next thing you know, Sergeant Slaughter come in, up against the wall, ladies. And so Cookie knew he was up to something fishy. So she looking, and then he sneakily put some little dope, pulled it up from under her bed, talking about, looky here, look like you got 5 more years. She like, that ain't mine. I ain't no dope head. I don't get off on that book of sugar. And old girl like, oh yeah, that's gonna void your release, Cookie. And then next thing you know, it was Pound Cake to the rescue. That's mine. That's my powdered sugar. And so they like, you sure? She like, yeah. They like, all right, put her in the hole. And so Cookie flashed back, and then next thing you know, it's showing Lulu and Shine and them, and they in the booth. And so Lucius and them, they like, yeah, they do got a little flow. He doing pretty good. And so they kind of going back and forth. He like, look at that. They remind me of us again when we was going. And he like, oh yeah, when I used to, tear you up in the basement. He like, yeah, right. He like, man, let me stop them before they throw hands. He like, nah, it's good. He like a little healthy competition. And he like, oh yeah. He like, man, and you ain't used to blow me away. He like, oh yeah. He like, why don't you go ahead on the track? So then he talked Shine into going in there and flowing on the track. And so that's Exhibit. He's actually really a rapper, and he was pretty good. So he's flowing. He really got beats. He really to the beat. He lay down the flow, the verses. And Lulu was in there, and he like, oh, beautiful. He throws up the little thumbs, the okay sign. And so then they cut to Jamal, and he with his Rainbow Coalition. And next thing you know, here come Becky walking in, like Biggie, kicking in the door, waving the fofo. And she got her little lips poked out or whatever. And she like, yeah, guys, great job. And that just scared Jamal. He turned around with the shivers because she come in looking like the equalizer, you know what I'm saying? And he like, next thing you know, Bruce Willis' daughter like, oh, I gotta go. And so then Becky like, dun dun dun, where have you been? Why have you not been answering my calls? And she looking like Black Panther grandma in this piece with this hairdo or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Jamal like, Becky, I'm just trying to do my own thing, you know, they ain't feeling my new music. And she like, well, the only reason I'm gonna let you slide is because when I came in, you look happy, but what about your mother? He like, I'll handle my mother, you know what I'm saying, don't worry about that. She like, all right, well, you owe me for this, and I don't want just diamonds, I want diamonds and gold, and also a gift card to Subway. And so then she walk on out of here. She like, don't forget. And so then we see later on Baby Cakes at the little dance spot where she do the ballet. And next thing you know, Cookie come in. She like, I thought I made myself clear. She like, yeah, well, now it's time for me to make myself clear. You need to go ahead and you need to see her. This is the person that brought you into this world, gave you life, and she didn't want to give you up. And so it kind of got through the Baby Cakes a little bit. Cookie had a flashback, and she went to go see Pound Cake. And so she like, Pound Cake, what you doing, girl? She like, how you get back here? She like, girl, I've been here for 17 years. I know how. I need to know, is that really your powdered sugar? And she like, nah, girl. I knew he was gonna try to pull something shady on you so you couldn't get out. She like, well, you took the rap for it though. She like, it's all good. I know I ain't gonna probably never get out of here. I ain't gonna never see my daughter or my family. And so Cookie gave her the dap. She like, I ain't gonna forget about you. She like, girl, you need to leave and forget about this place. She like, I ain't gonna never forget about you, Pound Cake. That Pound Cake was nice and sweet and tasty. And so then she flashed back into now, and Baby Cakes, she's hearing the story about how her mama helped save Cookie and get her out, and how she was a stand-up girl. And so she like, yeah, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Pound Cake. And she's dying. You need to go see her. That's the last thing she would want to do, is to see you. And she like, she was looking for you all her life. And so Baby Cake started to get the point that she was poking her with. Meanwhile, back at the offices, we see everybody chilling, and next thing you know what I'm saying, Exhibit and them, he, Shine, he telling, White Chocolate, hey, man, you need to go ahead and pick up my laundry. And because everybody was chilling at first, he thought it was all good. Him and Lucius, he talking about they celebrating how Shine laid it down. He like, man, you laid it down like Mr. Miyagi. He like, well, like I said, like Mr. Miyagi, it's time to go pick up my dry cleaner. Next thing you know, Cosby Jr. walk in, and he like, hey, can I talk to you, Lulu? Like, just say it in front of him. Shine knows everything. He like, well, Eddie, we gotta coming in on the jet. What should we do? He like, well, if he coming in on the jet, let's have him meet at the hangar. He know which one it is. And so then Shine like, man, you want me to roll with you? You know what I'm saying? He like, well, yeah. He like, what should I do? He like, well, I ain't gonna tell you what you should do, but there's some people you pay and there's some people you don't. And Lulu thinking about it, he like, alright, he is from Philly, so they dap up, show love. Then next thing you know, they sipping on a little drizzank, sipping on the scissor right before they head out. Say less. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, we see it's a secret meeting, and she's showing the Empire projected growth going through the roof, of course, with her in command. Now, she fine as all outdoors, boy. Got it groovy like a $5 movie in this piece. And so next thing you know, they showing Tiana, and she like, yes, we need Eddie. Eddie has me at the top of 3 charts all at once. And they like, so Eddie didn't want to resign? They like, no, he was forced out by the Lions. And so Roseanne like, oh, but what about all his ex-wives and all his money? They like, you're the only one that was concerned about that, Roseanne. And so then it just so happens that Andre, he was sneaking in and saw all this secret meeting where everybody was trying to basically undermine Empire and steal the company for him and bring Eddie back. And so then we cut to the hospital, and we see, Cookie with Baby Cakes. And so then the nurse said, it's good that you came. It's not too long before she transitions. She can't speak anymore. And it just so happened Pound Cake saw her, and then they was telling her real name, which is Sarah Lee. Damn, that's messed up. Who was her daddy, Duncan Hines? And so then they showing you know, Cookie, she like, here's a letter, read the letter, this is what she wrote. And so Cookie start reading the letter, and she just giving her recipes and stuff. No, she like, yeah, I don't know if you like onions and stuff, but it give me gas and stuff like that. And so they like feeling like all sad or whatever, then they laugh or whatever. Then Cookie like, hey, you know what, you should read this, she like to hear your voice. And so then she start reading it, and she getting all teary-eyed and stuff. And it's a sad situation, because the first time she meet her real mom, she on her deathbed and she can't even talk, and you know what I'm saying, lips looking like somebody dried up booty crack. And so you know, she really in the worst situation she could be in. And so Baby Cakes, she start crying or whatever, break down. She's so sad, and reading the letter. And Pound Cake, all she could do is grunt and moan a little bit, and have a little tear run out her eyes. And Cookie, she feeling so sad for Pound Cake, because Pound Cake life was kind of messed up in the way, you know what I'm saying. She didn't even get to keep her baby, and now she dying at a young age of cancer. And so Baby Cakes go to Cookie for a shoulder to cry on. Meanwhile, back at the hangar, we see Lulu with the Bentley, and the double R rather. And so he's sitting there talking with Shine, and he's saying, so when you expect him? He like, yeah, he should be pulling up soon. And then Lulu give dude that little eye to go move on in front, so they can get Shine in the 211 without him realizing. So he like, how we gonna do this? And he like, well, I think we'll have a little talk with him about loyalty. He like, loyalty? And then he started giggling. Yeah, loyalty. Sometimes you can have a guy next to you the whole time, produce bangers, and you never know. And then you like, I guess that's why you gotta watch who next to you. He say, hey, you got that right. And so they start laughing, and then Shine start walking up some, and he start realizing, man, this dude ain't about to show up. This is a setup. And he like, man, ain't no plane coming, right? He like, how long were you gonna go, Shine, without telling me? I mean, I gave you all the chances to tell me. You never said anything. He like, man, you been setting me up the whole day. He like, yeah, ain't nobody coming. You didn't play me. He like, no, you set yourself up. Why would an innocent man want to ear hustle, Shine? You were trying to ear hustle. And then he had a flashback to when Cosby told him, oh, it's confirmed, Shine had old boy Pop. And so then he realized that right then for a fact Shine did it. And he like, yeah, I knew since this morning for a fact it was confirmed. And he like, oh, so if you knew all this time, what took you so long to kill me? And he like, oh, I wanted to get you on wax. I wanted to make sure that I got you on wax first, because now I know that song is worth money. And so Shine got pissed right there, because now you didn't took me for like a Tupac role, got me to, you know what I'm saying, drop my last album, then took me out just so it's worth more money. And so next thing you know, they pulled the old Wild West, and he went for the draw and pulled out his pistola. And right when he was pulling out his piece, Lucius pulled out his piece, and you know, he got the bodyguard right behind him. He pulled out his piece. And so, you know, fake Billy D bodyguard had him in the 211, so he was kind of show. And right when he pulled it out, Lou was like, ah, ah. And so he was like, I got you in the crossfire. And so right then, Shine kind of looked at, you know, Billy D, Ball D. And he was like, oh, snap. So he knew he was pretty much going to die no matter what. And so he like, so man, what you gonna do? Just kill me in the hangar? That was the plan? He was like, that was the plan. And so then he like, oh, okay. So it's like that. He like, man, you know what you need to know is I was always better than you. All this time, everything that we went through, I was always better than you, and you know it. You know what I'm saying? You just was jealous. My music was better, my beats was better, everything was better. And you can't go back to the hood no more anyway. I knew it ever since I saw you wearing them punk ass ascots. You done went soft, Lucius. You can't do nothing back what you used to. and now you gotta live with knowing that I was better than you. And then he was like looking at him, and he was contemplating and thinking, and then he started laughing. Shine, I'm not gonna kill you, Shine. Shoe Shine. And so he put his gun down, and Shine right there was looking still hard, but then he started to take a breather like, whew, all right, cool, I'm about to live. I thought this dude was gonna kill me. And then next thing you know, pop, 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 he done got shot in the back. You know what I'm saying? The dead man's hand from the Wild West. He done got shot in the back, and he went down for the count with the quickness like he just got hit by Tyson. And the security guard aired him out with the quickness, you know what I'm saying, like he was dirty draws on the clothesline on a sunny day. And he fell out on the floor, and he was in pain. Of course, he done got shot about 4 or 5 times. And so Lulu and the bodyguard walk over, and they looking at him while he dying, and he like, oh, just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. And then next thing you know, he coughing up blood. You know what I'm saying? And he like, oh, and let me give you this. I know you like those ascots. And while he was coughing up blood and stuff, Lucius, he was cold-blooded. He took off his little scarf, and he wrapped it around Shine's neck. He's like, here, there you go. Now you ready. And he put the ascot around his bloody face and his body while he was dying. And that was pretty much the end of Shine. That Shine ain't got no shine on no more. That Shine done went dull. And so then Lucius walked off to the car and pulled out his phone. And so then he calls up Cookie, and he checking on Cookie to see how she doing. And right when he called her, she like, so is it done? And he like, yeah, it's done. And she like, did he see it coming? And he like, nah, he ain't see it at all. And she like, okay, so how you doing? He like, I'm fine, what about you? And so he asking how she doing. She like, oh, I'm okay, but I got some business to take care of myself. And he like, well, you alright? Where you at? She like, I'm good, don't worry about it. I'll be home later. It ain't gonna take that long. And so she's staring down at the house after she get off the phone with him. And then she hops out the car and walks up to the front door. And then next thing you know, right after she ring the front door, who could it be? Mama, looking like Serafina straight out the African store or whatever. And she like, Lola? And so then they kind of hug or whatever, and they happy to see each other. That was a good episode. I think Lucius made a mistake by killing Shine, because Shine actually was on his side. And just the episode before, Shine showed loyalty to Lucius when Eddie tried to go to Shine and steal the company. So Lucius actually made a mistake killing Shine, because yeah, he tried to kill Lucius at one point, but now he done tried to reconcile with himself and with Lucius and show loyalty. And just like he told Eddie, I'm siding with the devil, I already know. And so he wanted to still be with Lucius, and Lucius killed him, and now he need that board seat. And so now it's a scramble to try to get that figured out. And in the end, he could have left Shine there and maybe killed Shine at another date after he done with Eddie. But getting rid of Shine now, Shine was ready to kill Eddie with Lucius. So I think he made a mistake killing Shine so soon. That's just my opinion. In the end, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. You can click the button right down here and sign up and become part of my Patreon family. I'm trying to grow that, and I got a couple of deals and specials that I'm going to start doing for my people, and videos only for my Patreon family. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.